नेक्स्ट वन आपका यूनिट 10 गाइस, क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स, SDGs। हर साल आपका SDGs के ऊपर क्वेश्चन होता है, ठीक है। तो अगेन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है हमारे लिए, इंडियाज इनिशिएटिव। और लास्ट ईयर वाज क्वेश्चन अराउंड दी, देयर वाज अ जर्नल क्वेश्चन फॉर 2 मार्क्स की, जिसमें आपका ना there was one wrong statement. That statement was around the nodal agency, ठीक है। इंडिया की नोडल एजेंसी हु जनरली रिप्रेजेंट इंडिया विद यूएन, आपका यूनाइटेड नेशंस, ठीक है। तो कौन है आपका इंडिया की नोडल एजेंसी टू इंप्लीमेंट द सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल, हु विल टेल वेदर दिस सिंगल क्लास, ओके सेम क्वेश्चन। So sustainable development goals, SDGs, core elements, global issues initiative, India's progress in sustainable development, ठीक है। तो जो यहाँ पे रहेगा, so we have 17 goals under this particular one, ठीक है। So it comes from the tenure आपका 2015 was the year when we introduced these particular goal. It start from आपका 2016 to 2030 आपका, that means 2030 is the target years, 31st March 2030, ठीक है। So there was a summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, ठीक है, United Nations summit on sustainable development in 2012, when we first time talk around these sustainable development goal. Sustainable development goal, they generally replace the MDGs, ठीक है, Millennium Development Goals आपका, ठीक है। Earlier there was MDGs where we have how many goals, 8 goals आपका, ठीक है। यहाँ पे 8 goals से 2000 से लेके आपका 2015 तक, this was the tenure for MDGs, ठीक है। So these are the 17 goals which are generally part of SDGs, ठीक है। यूनाइटेड नेशन सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स में इनको हम बोलते हैं। अर्लियर वी हैव दिस MDGs 2000 to 2015 आपका, ठीक है। इन 2012 रियो समिट्स, यूनाइटेड नेशंस summit on sustainable developments, which was held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So where we first talk around the आपका sustainable development goals, ठीक है। And who is the आपका नोडल एजेंसी, इट इज नीति आयोग, 100% ट्रू आपका, ठीक है। whoever, हाँ, पटनायक सर मेंशन अराउंड दैट पर्टिकुलर वन। नीति आयोग इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर रिप्रेजेंटिंग इंडिया एट UN around these 17 development goals, and we have presented 3 reports so far, ठीक है। and as per the latest one, our overall score is 71, ठीक है, out of 100, ठीक है। so out of 100 our score is आपका 4 report, sorry, ठीक है। so we have our report is आपका 23-24 was the last report. We generally submit these particular report during the month of May and June. So 24-25 will be submitted around May and June, ठीक है। so the overall score आपका India's score is आपका 71, ठीक है। in 2018 it was 57, then 60, then 66, and the latest, as per the latest one, we have achieved a score of 71, ठीक है। तो ध्यान रखेंगे। If you talk about the आपका areas, so we have these areas, ठीक है। so like red one is aspirants, ठीक है। we have performer, front runner and आपका achievers, ठीक है। overall our score is 71 out of 100, ठीक है। so in this particular one you can see the classification. Most of the things for India that generally comes under the front runners, ठीक है। you do not have to memorize these particular things and all, just for reference purpose, but this is important, ठीक है। अब ये हमारा जो नीति आयोग का स्टेट वाइज, वी हैव स्टेट वाइज रिपोर्ट ऑल्सो, ठीक है। सो स्टेट वाइज परफॉर्मेंसेस ऑफ डिफरेंट स्टेट एंड ऑल, ठीक है। सो इफ यू टॉक अबाउट दी एज पर योर बुक, वहां पे 2021 का रिपोर्ट है, ठीक है, बट दैट इज आउटडेटेड, but the latest one is this, ठीक है। so as per this particular one, if you go through the state wise list, in आपका उत्तराखंड and केरला at top, ठीक है। उसके हिसाब से केरला on top, उत्तराखंड was around 3rd or 4th number, but as per the latest report 2024 आपका, ठीक है, in the उत्तराखंड at top, ठीक है। देखो उत्तराखंड आपका 79 and केरला also 79, ठीक है। तो ये दोनों हो सकते हैं आपका। Then it is followed by Tamil Nadu 78, आपका 77 गोवा, हिमाचल प्रदेश was at 3rd position or 2nd position, it came at आपका 4th position, ठीक है, state wise. If you talk about the bottom 4, ठीक है, so bottom 4 we have बिहार, झारखंड and Nagaland and Meghalaya. UT wise आपका it is if you talk about the top rankers, so we have Chandigarh, and then Jammu and Kashmir and 74 in this, एंड दिस इज द ओवरऑल लिस्ट आपका. तो स्टेट वाइज प्लीज डू रिमेंबर टॉप 2 स्टेट एटलीस्ट आपका उत्तराखंड, केरला, तमिलनाडु एंड गोवा. थोड़ा सा इनको आप लोगों को ध्यान रखना है. ठीक है दोस्तों, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. नाउ so if you talk about the sustainable development goals, so their areas आपका corporate social responsibility activities aim to voluntarily integrate economic, social and environmental goal into business operations to benefit employees, consumers, shareholders and communities. Legal framework, so CSR is also part of this. Take this CSR thing very seriously. ठीक है. Section 135 of Companies Act 2013 which has mandated CSR in India. ठीक है. So companies आपका with certain qualifications, if they come under that particular qualification, so they have to spend 2% of their net profit, 2% of their net profit, average net profit of last 3 years among the CSR activities. The entire CSR activities further divided between two parts. One is आपका social responsibility, another one is environmental responsibility. ठीक है. So these two statements are very very important one. ठीक है. Please pay your attention. Section 135 of Companies Act 13 provide legal support for CSR aligning with the sustainable development goals, both adopted around the same time. ठीक है. Impact and role, CSR and sustainable development goals are share significant potential for this. There is one another point, maybe वो अभी आएगा आपका. ठीक है. So earlier it was a criminal offense not following this particular guidelines 2% of profit वाला. It was a criminal. अभी इसको हमने criminal से आपका we have changed that particular one into civil one. ठीक है. So it is part of the later one. Okay, हाँ, here it is. ठीक है. ये वाला पॉइंट मैं आपसे बोला था, प्लीज ध्यान रखिएगा. ठीक है. So very very important one. So companies can now spend more than mandated 2% of their net profit on CSR. आप 2% से ऊपर कितना भी खर्च कर सकते हैं, बट 2% is mandatory with excess amount offset against future CSR obligations subject to conditions. In July 2019, government amended the law removing the criminal offense status of CSR non-compliance with previously carried a maximum 3-year imprisonment. So basically if you are not following CSR guidelines, so it was considered as a आपका criminal offense. तो इसमें Companies Act में change किए गए in 2019. We removed that particular one and now it comes under the आपका civil wrong. ठीक है. It is generally categorized as civil wrong. ठीक है. There will be no imprisonment but there will be penalties of company it is 1 crores or peoples or officers those who involve in that particular one it is somewhere आपका 10 lakh or something 2 lakhs आपका. ठीक है. So penalties were set at 1 crore for the defaulting company and 2 lakh per defaulting officer, replacing imprisonment. The latest development classifies CSR as non-compliance as a civil wrong. Please do remember this one. It is called civil wrongs rather than a crime, shifting to a penalty regime also. Understood? Which of the following statement about climate change and sustainable development goals are correct? So you have to find out the most accurate statement with regard to climate change and SDGs. So human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, have been a primary cause of climate change since 1800. ठीक है. So 100% true. ठीक है. जैसे आपका cars हैं या फिर आपका other fossil oil whatever we use like kerosene, diesel, petrol and all. ठीक है. So there are major reason for the even in factories also. So these all are the major reason for the climate change problems. Okay. So to combat these particular one, we have come up with so many initiative as well. Okay. So nowadays government is also promoting clean energy, renewable energy, or even in cars or this like the replacement of fossil fuel, we are coming with electric cars and hybrid cars and all, right? CNG and all. So sustainable development goal 13 focus on urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. Goal number 13 is related to climate change, 100% true. To limit global warming to 2 degrees Celsius, scientists recommended cutting global emission by 45% by 2030 compared to 2010 level. So this statement is partially correct. The target is आपका not 2 degrees Celsius, it is 1.5 degrees Celsius. So it is 1.5 degrees Celsius, not 2 degrees Celsius. Rest 45% cutting out this emission by 45% 2020. If you want to achieve 1.5 degrees Celsius, if you want to bring it out, down to 1.5 degrees Celsius, so you have to cut your global emission by 45 percentage by 2030. This is the right one. Okay? So option 1 and 2 means option A will be right answer for this one. So first statement third was wrong. To limit the global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, scientists recommended cutting global emission by 45 degree 45 percentage by 2030 compared to 2010 level. Okay? Next one, guys. So first have a look around the all the 17 sustainable development goals. So when we talk about this particular list, it include first one is no poverty. So zero poverty or no poverty. First one, it was also part of the Millennium Development Goal. The another one is zero hunger. Goal number 2. Goal number 3 is good health and well-being. Goal number 4 is quality education. Goal number 5 is gender equality. Goal number 6 is clean water and sanitation. 7 is affordable and clean energy. 8 is decent work and economic growth. Ninth is industry, innovation and infrastructure. Reduce inequalities is goal number 10. Goal number 11 is sustainable cities and communities. 12 is responsible consumption and production. Then we have goal number is 13 is climate action. 14 is life below water. 15 is life on land. 16th is peace, justice and strong institution. And the 17th goal is partnership for goals. So partnership for goals means to achieve these previous 16 goals, partnership among nations or among the major global alliances or regional cooperations, or as well as your kind of the initiatives or the basically we can say the positive takes by the global institutions or countries. ठीक है, तो we have 16 goals. ये 16 गोल आपके हैं और जो 17 नंबर का गोल है वो इन 16 गोल को अचीव करने के लिए aligns among the different groups and the nations itself. ठीक है, so these are the 17 goals which were discussed or the very first time they get trailed during the Rio de Janeiro Brazil summit of United Nations sustainable development meetings. Okay? And then in 2000, like they generally replace the Millennium Development Goals. MDGs target was target year was 2015 and for Sustainable Development Goals target year is 2030. ठीक है, तो 2016 से लेके 2030 15 साल के लिए आपका ये जो बने. ठीक है, so let's have a quick look about the MDGs also. ठीक है, so MDGs, these are the 8th goal. ठीक है, 7 goal and the 8th one is develop a global partnership for the development. Okay? So basically it is similar to your goal number 17. So these are the goals under your Millennium Development Goals, MDGs, which get launched in 2000 and like basically the time duration was 2000 to 2015 आपका. ठीक है, and they get replaced with the Millennium Development Goals. So United Nations के द्वारा आपका ये लाए गए थे. ठीक है, same as your Sustainable Development Goals. So eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. ठीक है, तो जैसे now we have poverty reduction and hunger, two different goal. ठीक है, तो उस समय आपका दोनों एक ही के अंदर थे. ठीक है, then we have primary education, universal primary education. Promote gender equality and empower women, reduce child mortality, women health आपका जिसपे improve maternal health, combat HIV, AIDS, malaria and other disease, ensure environmental sustainability. And the 8th one was partnership toward the attainment of these previous 7 goals. ठीक है, तो ये 8 goals आपका जो आपको MDGs के अंदर देखने के लिए मिलेंगे, ठीक है। तो दिस इज अ बेसिक इंट्रोडक्शन, अ ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन अबाउट SDGs एंड MDGs, ठीक है। चलो अब आगे बढ़ते हैं। Which of the following statement about SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, are correct? Okay. So now I hope everybody will be able to answer this question. So Sustainable Development Goal were introduced to replace Millennium Development Goals that ended in 2015. 100% true. Okay. Millennium Development Goal consists 17 goal, 169 targets, making them more comprehensive than the MDGs. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आपका 8 गोल थे, यहाँ पे हमने और ज्यादा आपका डिटेल और कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव आपका एजेंडास या जो ग्लोबल इश्यूज हैं उनको हाईलाइट किया गया। सो अगेन ट्रू, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल वर फर्स्ट प्रपोज्ड एट G20 समिट इन 2012। नो, व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू, इट इज रियो समिट, ठीक है। सो रियो आपका यूनाइटेड नेशंस डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम्स या यूनाइटेड नेशंस जो डेवलपमेंट आपका समिट हुआ था, कॉन्फ्रेंस हुआ था, एशिया डेवलपमेंट कॉन्फ्रेंस। So that time we launched this particular one, or we generally, United Nations, they generally trail this particular one, ठीक है। So 2012 is fine, ठीक है, this is आपका correct here. So let's make this a statement wrong. The time frame for achieving sustainable development goal is 16 to 30, true. One of the major challenge in implementing sustainable development goal is financing the implementation process, ठीक है। So this is like, this was a major issue in MDGs also, and यहाँ पे भी कि like we know what are the problems, but the real problem is these, to achieve these particular goals will be requiring finance, and what will be the source, that was a problem, ठीक है। So again this is true. So 1 2 4 5 1 2 4 5 means option C will be right answer for this particular one, ठीक है। So the only incorrect statement was the sustainable development goal was proposed at Rio 20 United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development 2012. Remaining are correct, ठीक है। चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं। Now this type of question, see if you'll go through your book, आपके बुक में आपका जो डेटा है that is till 2021, ठीक है। But with this particular question, I'll also make you aware about the recent report of Niti Aayog on Sustainable Development Goal also. So you do not have to worry about that, ठीक है। तो अगर वहां पे नहीं है तो देयर इज हाई चांसेस, वो पूछ सकता है आपको कि लाइक रीसेंट रिपोर्ट के हिसाब से विच स्टेट ऑन टॉप, और यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा नंबर्स में चेंज हुआ, ठीक है। सो केरला वाज टॉप इन 2021 ऑल्सो, और यहाँ पे भी केरला आपका टॉप पे है, बट नॉट ओनली केरला, या अगर केरला ऑप्शन में नहीं हुआ तो यार आंसर विल बी उत्तराखंड, तो उत्तराखंड एंड केरला, ठीक है। देन हिमाचल प्रदेश वाज at the second position that time, but this time Himachal Pradesh at fourth position, your Tamil Nadu is at second position or what, ठीक है। तो ऐसे जो डेटा है you have to remember those particular one. So we will go through the state wise, UT wise performance, top and bottom also, ठीक है। So India's which of the following statement about India's program in sustainable development goals and climate action are correct, ठीक है। India's total SDG score increased from 60 in 2019 to 66 in 2021. If you'll study the latest report, India's score is at out of 100, India's score is 71. ठीक है, तो अभी जो हमारा स्कोर है वो 71 है। 2023-24 was the last report. So as per that report, we are the overall India's score is 71. सो पहले ही 60 था, 66, देन आपका 71, ठीक है। सो ड्यू टू इम्प्रूवमेंट इन क्लीन वाटर, सैनिटेशन, अफोर्डेबल क्लीन एनर्जी, सो एज पर दैट रिपोर्ट इट इज फाइन, ठीक है। ईयर्स के हिसाब से हम देखते हैं, केरला रैंक एट फर्स्ट इन द नीति आयोग सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट इंडिया इंडेक्स, फॉलोड बाय हिमाचल प्रदेश, तमिलनाडु, आंध्र प्रदेश एंड गोवा। ट्रू, 100% ट्रू, बट राइट नाउ Uttarakhand and Kerala at top position, followed by Tamil Nadu, ठीक है। The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is responsible for coordinating India's sustainable development goal progress. No, at national level this is wrong. What will be your correct answer for this one? नीति आयोग is the nodal agency, ठीक है। यहाँ पे कौन है आपका? नीति आयोग is the nodal agency for the implementation of sustainable development goal, as well as to represent India at the United Nations also, right? So this is the wrong answer, ठीक है। India has pledged to achieve net zero carbon emission by 2050 as a part of this. 100% true. Even we have some target also, like in railways we have taken by 2030 or 2040 in others also. Again, one of the India's Panchamrit commitment is achieving a 500 gigawatt non-fossil energy capacity by 2030. This is छोटे targets हैं, true. India aim to reduce total projected carbon emission by 1 billion ton from now until 2030. India will reduce the carbon intensity of its economy less by 45%. ठीक है, जो आपका गोल लिया गया, that is also true. Though it is going to adversely impact India's economy by 2.8%. ठीक है, so as per the World Bank report. So this is also true. The only statement wrong is option 3. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, okay, कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ क्या? India has net zero carbon emission by 2000. अच्छा, okay, this is something wrong. In 2000, it should be 2030 आपका, ठीक है, 2030, not 50 आपका, ठीक है, 2030. The goal are till 2030. So this is wrong. Sorry, ठीक है. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. ठीक है, 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. D should be right answer for this one. ठीक है. So this statement is also wrong. These goals are till 2030. So Niti Aayog is this one. 2070, sorry. It is 2070, guys. So please do remember this one. 2070 आपका. So क्या है आपका? India has pledged to achieve net zero emission by 2070. Part of the SDGs, this one. तो ये आपका net zero carbon emission का target है, that is by 2070. ठीक है. So statement third was incorrect. Niti Aayog, not Ministry of this. So Niti Aayog is a nodal agency for this one. Statement 4 was incorrect. आपका India pledged to achieve net zero emission by 2070, not by 2050. Please do correct this one. ठीक है. Rest statements are correct. चलो. So India's, if you see the performance of India, ठीक है. So it was 2018, it was 57. 2019-20 it was 60. 2020-21 it was 66. 2023-24 it is 71. So basically this report get released around July or somewhere. Okay. So as per the latest report, India's score is 71. This is very, very important for all of you, right? So please do remember this. ठीक है, कहाँ से कहाँ हुआ है, both the datas. So try to remember this particular one, 66 to 71. Okay? So this is the latest numbers. Now, if you talk about the India got 71 out of 100. So what are the reason for this one? So we have three different areas. One is achiever, blue one. Okay? Then we have front. Mostly you will see India in this particular stage. Front runner, okay, 65 to 99. And performer is yellow. And aspirants in red. Okay? So if you talk about the 23-24, okay, the only point which we have in aspirants, that is which one? This one. Okay? So SDG, gender equality. Okay? So in case of gender equality, our score was 49, exact neck to neck, the final point आपका. Okay? Otherwise, like in most of the cases, we have front runner. Okay? तो जैसे आपका no poverty 72, zero hunger 52, आपका good health well-being 77, 61 in quality education, clean water sanitation 89, 96 in your goal number 7, which is affordable and clean energy. Okay? 96 where we have achieved the maximum. Okay? So SDG 8 आपका, decent work and economic growth 68, 61 in goal number 9, industry innovation and infrastructure 10, 65, which is reduce inequalities. 11 is sustainable cities and communities 83, 78 in responsible consumption and production, climate action 67, climate action 67, highest one is affordable clean energy, life under land, sorry, life on land, life sorry, peace justice this 74. Okay, so this is the these are the 16 goal and India's performance. Okay? सो ये जो 14 नंबर का गोल इज मिसिंग फ्रॉम दिस चार्ट, आई टुक डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम नीति आयोग itself, ठीक है. So this is the one, you do not have to remember these particular one. It will just give you an idea how India scores 71 out of 100. So this is the kind of the score आपका, ठीक है, जहाँ पे हमें देखने के लिए मिला, ठीक है. Now this part is very important, ठीक है. So यहाँ पे कई बार वो आपको क्वेश्चन दे सकता है, ठीक है. So top performing state आपका बॉटम पे कौन है, ठीक है, यूटीज में टॉप पे कौन है. So at least do remember top 2-3, bottom 2-3 और आपका यूटीज के केस में भी, ठीक है. So if you talk about the state wise, so state wise अगर हम लोग बात करते हैं, so उत्तराखंड एंड केरला विद सेम नंबर्स, ठीक है. So उत्तराखंड एंड केरला the score is 79-79, ठीक है. So both are at same score, ठीक है, उत्तराखंड एंड केरला. दूसरा आपका if you talk about this at second position, so at first position we have two state, उत्तराखंड and Kerala, and second state we have Tamil Nadu, ठीक है. So Tamil Nadu at second, and then we have Goa, ठीक है, गोवा. हिमाचल went on fourth place आपका, ठीक है. तो ये आपके टॉप मोस्ट स्टेट हैं आपका, ठीक है. So these are the topmost states as per the latest data, ठीक है. So उत्तराखंड, please do remember these one, ठीक है, केरला एंड तमिलनाडु, ठीक है. एंड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द बॉटम, ठीक है, सबसे नीचे कौन है आपका 57. यहाँ पे आर स्कोर इज समथिंग लाइक दिस, ठीक है. सो बिहार एट लीस्ट, सबसे नीचे आपका बिहार 57, ठीक है. 57 मीन्स दे आर परफॉर्मर स्टेट, ठीक है. एंड उत्तराखंड एंड आपका उत्तराखंड एंड गोवा एंड तमिलनाडु एंड केरला, दे आर फ्रंट रनर्स, ठीक है, 65 to 99, ठीक है. ये जो सारे हैं 65 to 99, ये ग्रीन के अंदर जितने भी हैं, दीज ऑल आर फ्रंट रनर्स, ठीक है. सो यहाँ पे बॉटम में अगर हम देखते हैं, बॉटम से जो नीचे से टॉप किए हैं वो है आपका बिहार, उत्तर झारखंड, नागालैंड एंड मेघालय, ठीक है. सो बिहार, झारखंड, नागालैंड एंड मेघालय, ठीक है. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट दी यूटीज, यूनियन टेरिटरीज, ठीक है, चंडीगढ़ ऑन टॉप, ठीक है, विद स्कोर ऑफ 677. Second, we have Jammu and Kashmir 74. 74 again we have Puducherry, ठीक है. So these are the one, ठीक है. Ladakh still in front runners, ठीक है, 65 आपका, ठीक है. So these are the rankings of state and UTs as per the latest data, ठीक है. Now for 24-25 they'll release around April or May, ठीक है. So once they'll release, but that is not like whenever you go for any examination you can just have a look, ठीक है. And this can be asked in your latest examination, ठीक है. In your book also they have given the reference at the end कि you have to keep update yourself with the latest ranking and all, ठीक है. So this is the at present ranking and all. All right, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं guys. Next question on your screen. So according to World Bank, how much India's GDP expected to decline per year by 2050 due to climate change actions, ठीक है. It is climate change action. If you take climate change actions or if you take action to protect the climate change, obviously you have to compromise in some ways. That is going to impact India's economy by 2.8% as per the World Bank data, ठीक है. So 2.8% World Bank data, ठीक है. Just a static data, try to remember this. Which of the following statement about green finance in India are correct? So green finance, okay? Green finance means like to support the green activities in the economy, okay? So we are providing some sort of financial services. Like I hope you heard about the green bonds and all. So they generally comes under this, okay? So green finance focus on increasing financial flows from various sectors to support sustainable development projects, okay? First one, okay? Through SEBI issue guidelines for green bonds issuance in May 2017, specifying disclosure requirements also, okay? 2017 or 2015, okay, we'll check this one, okay? FAME scheme was launched to promote the adoption of fossil fuel. No, it is not about the fossil fuel, it is about the electric vehicles, okay? So FAME scheme was launched by Government of India in 2015. And the first phase was 15 to 19, okay? And it is something related to your आपका faster adoption of manufacturing hybrid and electric vehicles, ठीक है. So hybrid and electric vehicles, manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles. So electric vehicle was the focus of this particular one. So this make this statement wrong. Reserve Bank of India included the renewable energy sector under priority sector lending in 2015. This is true. That means this is also true. I was confused between these two dates. Okay. So this India aimed to achieve 450 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. This is also true. Okay. So 1245. Okay. 1245. That means option A. This is also true. 1245. That means option A should be right answer for this one. Okay. Yes. The only statement incorrect was FAME scheme, which was launched in 2015. So it is faster adoption of manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles. So it is for the promote to electric and hybrid vehicles. It was the focus of this one. Rest all statements are correct. Next one. Okay, let's have a look around the green finance team. So India started issuing green bond since 2015. As of February 12, 2020, the outstanding amount of green bonds in India is about 16.3 billion US dollar. India issued green bonds about 8 billion US dollar since January 1st, 2018, which constitute about 0.70% of overall bond market. Okay? So most of the green bonds issued since 2015 maturing 5 years or above. So the maturity usually have to 5 year and above, but less than 10 years. So the maturity was more than 5 years but less than 10 years. However, issuance such as Yes Bank 2015, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency 2019, rural electrification, this, Adani Renewable Energy have issued green bond with a maturity of 10 years and more also. Okay? There are some companies, those who have issued green bond of this one. So that means the downside maturity is 5 years. It can be beyond 5 year also, right? So that is the one. Any other? Around 76% of green bond issued in India since 2015 are dominated in US dollar. In addition to corporate and government, the World Bank has issued green bonds towards several projects in India from time to time. So this is a basic data and all. Next one. Which of the following statement about green bond in India are correct? So green bond के संबंध में कौन सा statement correct है? India started issuing green bond in 2015, 100% true. We just have gone through this. Most green bond issued since 2015 had maturities less than 5 years. Okay, just make this a statement wrong. Okay. So not less than, it is more than 5 years, and usually it is less than 10 years, but some companies or institution, they have issued for more than 10 years also. Okay. Around 76% of green bond issued in India since 2015 were denominated in US dollar also. This is also true, which we have discussed just. ठीक है, ये हमने अभी just आपके डेटास को, ये actually बाद में आना चाहिए था, पहले आ गया आपका. ठीक है. So 1 in 3 आपका B will be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है. Next one. The next subtopic, or the very last subtopic of this unit, is CSR. What is the minimum penalty for company failing to comply with CSR, corporate social responsibility provisions, under section 135 of Companies Act 2013? ठीक है. So it is how much? 1 crore. ठीक है. So 1 crore आपका, ठीक है, 1 करोड़ का पेनल्टी. इसके बाद आपका हर दिन 2 लाख, मतलब हर एक फेलियर के ऊपर 2 लाख का आपका एडिशनल पेनल्टी. ठीक है. सो सेक्शन 135 of Companies Act 2013, which mandate Indian companies to involve in CSR activities legally if you comes under that qualification, like your turnover is 500 crore rupees and above, and if you have generated profit, and so you have to spend 2% of your net profit of last 3 years on the CSR activities. बहुत important सब topic है ये. बहुत बार मतलब I guess it is also part of your PPB or somewhere. ठीक है. तो ये बहुत बार, और इवन AFM के अंदर भी थोड़ा सा ये डाला गया. ठीक है. तो ध्यान रखें इसको. ठीक है. So the minimum penalty for CSR non-compliance is 1 crores for the defaulting company and 2 lakh for each defaulting officers. ठीक है. Officer, sorry. ठीक है. So for 2 lakh for defaulting officer and for company it is 1 crore. Okay, let's explore this particular one. The aim of CSR is voluntary incorporate economic, social, and environmental obligation into business operation in order to achieve long-term growth. Okay, usually, like there are a number of countries where it is a voluntary structure, but in India it is legal if you fall under a certain category. Okay? So demonstrate a beneficial impact of the environment, employee and consumers and shareholders and communities. Section 135 of Companies Act 2013 provide legal support for CSR in India. Both Sustainable Development Goal and the Indian CSR rule were adopted around the same time and appear to have enormous potential for developing a unified sustainable growth strategy. Schedule 7th of Companies Act 13 okay, provide the overall direction of CSR efforts, where the CSR activities are divided between two major areas. One is social responsibility, another one is environmental responsibility. See, sustainable development goals are measurable targets that result from CSR program. Business through CSR play a key role in facilitating SDGs implementations. Okay? In India, companies are now free to spend more than mandated 2%. Okay? They can spend, like mandated is 2%. You can spend more than that also. Okay? Of their net profit on CSR in any years, and the excess amount spent can be set off against the CSR spending obligation in the future years. Okay? That means, let's say if you have, let's say your profit is 100 crore rupees and you have spent 5 crore rupees on CSR activities. So you can set off the remaining 3 crore rupees in the coming years also. Okay? Subject to riders stream. In July 2019, government had amended the law that treated non-compliance with the CSR provision as a criminal offense. It is a criminal offense for the companies. A penalty at least 1 crore for defaulting company, and rupees at least 2 lakh on the defaulting officer were introduced in 2020. Okay, this was our question. Okay. So very important, please do remember this. To replace imprisonment provision of maximum 3 years for defaulting officer that was brought in 2019. Okay? So earlier there was an imprisonment for 3 years. So what government did? उन्होंने बोला जेल में नहीं भेजेंगे. You have to make the penalty itself. Okay? So in the latest development, non-compliance with CSR provision is now civil wrong, okay? Not a crime. So it is like अब हमने इसको क्रिमिनल उससे हटा करके आपका सिविल रॉन्ग में डाल दिया, ठीक है, सिविल लॉ का पार्ट बनाया, नॉट अ क्राइम, एंड शिफ्टेड सच वायलेशन टू अ पेनल्टी रिजीम. ठीक है, सो अर्लियर इट वाज अ काइंड ऑफ क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस. सो नाउ क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस होगा तो जेल होगी, बट वी हैव इन 2020 व्हाट वी डिड, वी जनरली amend that particular act. ठीक है, सो नाउ इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ सिविल रॉन्ग. ठीक है, सो उसके लिए मॉनेटरी पेनल्टीज आपके होंगे, एंड पेनल्टीज इज ऑन कंपनी, डिफॉल्टिंग कंपनी इट इज 1 crore, एंड डिफॉल्टिंग ऑफिसर्स जो CSR ऑफिसर हैं उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के, दे विल बी having a penalty of downside 2 lakh rupees. All right, chalo, next one. Okay, this is it. So this is a very small, like unit number 10 in 11. There 11 is ultra small unit, the smallest one basically. We will be, I thought ki I'll cover up with in one session itself, but sometimes you guys get confused ki ye nahi hua, wo nahi hua. Okay, so that's why I kept that particular one. It will be around for 20-25 minute discussion. No worries, we will do that. Okay. So a summary: in September 15, United Nations General Assembly announced set of 17 sustainable development goals, 169 target to spur action over the next 15 years. Long-term change in temperature and weather pattern are referred to climate change. Climate change threaten economic growth, act as a poverty multiplier. Sustainable Development Goal 13 is about climate action and is one of the 17 sustainable development goals recognized by United Nations in 2015. Some of the global issues highlighted by UN, including promoting child education, democracy, decolonization, disarmament, then human rights, gender equality, peace and security, assisting refugees, raising awareness about climate change, improving healthcare, promoting international laws and justice, and among other. Okay? United Nations, India has witnessed considerable progress toward the achieving sustainable development goal to the United Nations. In 15, the total SDG score was 66 from 2000. In 2021 it becomes 66 and 2023 it becomes 71. ठीक है वो याद रखेंगे आप लोग. The Indian government is firmly committed to 2030 agendas, including sustainable development goal. Many of these government flagship initiatives include Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Make in India, Skill India, Digital India are the key initiative. This point is very important. Please do remember this. India is committed to Sustainable Development Goal 13, which fall under climate action. India pledged to achieve net zero carbon emission was 2070. We missed that time. This one. So net zero carbon emission target of India is 2070. During United Nations COP26 summit in Glasgow, November 2021. COP26 meeting. India also announced one sun, one world, and one grid. Okay, so this is also very important. One sun, one world, one grid, which with the goal of harnessing solar energy and ensuring the generated electricity get to place that need it the most. The aim of CSR is voluntary incorporate economic, social, environmental obligations into business operation in order to achieve long-term growth, demonstrate a beneficial impact on environment, employee, consumers, and communities. Okay? So this is the overall summary, whatever we have discussed during last 30-40 minutes, right? So these are your book questions. Okay? So which of the following, which section of the Companies Act 2000 provide the legal support to CSR? Okay? It is section 135 only. Okay? As per the World Bank estimate, climate change is likely to lower India's GDP by 2.8%. 2.8%. Option B. Which of the following Indian state lead the Sustainable Development Index 2021? So it is about the 21. So your answer will be Kerala. If it is about, like, if they ask you about the 2023, if they have option like Uttarakhand and even if they have Uttarakhand, Kerala, so pick Uttarakhand. Otherwise, they'll not confuse you. Okay? So Uttarakhand, Kerala at one position. Okay? And the other one is then Tamil Nadu. Okay? This is the one. India aim to achieve net zero carbon emission 2070. Okay? The limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Scientists recommended the 2030 global emission should be cut by kitna percent? 45%. Okay? Compared to 2010 level. This was our very first question. This point was part of our first question, and even I hope ki you can relate ki everything which is given in this one we have discussed. All right. So this is it. So this is all about your unit number 10, climate change and sustainable development goal. I hope you enjoyed this session. So please do give your feedback in the comment section. And thoda sa likha kare, bataya kare. And if you have some suggestion, please do share those particular suggestions also. All right. So now I'll see you with our next unit number 11 and the final units. Okay, so very small units, and then we will be starting with module B. All right, so this is it from my side, guys. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session. Bye bye. Take care all, and all the very best for your preparation, guys. Thank you.